Hey everyone, and welcome back to another eShop Deals video, where each and every week we take a look at the eShop and we pick out which are the best games that are currently on sale. Now I'm not gonna lie, this week's list is gonna be fairly shorter than usual, simply because we can tell that Black Friday is right around the corner and none of the major developers are dropping big deals. Now that doesn't mean that there aren't still some great games to pick up, because I would say over half of today's list are almost new entries to the series or games that are at brand new low prices. Now as usual, last week's video will always be linked in the top pinned comment. A lot of those deals are also still going, so you can always check that video out. And if you're new here, don't forget to drop your comment down below and be subscribed to the channel, because that will automatically enter you into the giveaway for the $5 eShop gift cards. About halfway through today's video, we'll be announcing 2 more winners. If you want the complete rules, it's in the description of the video down below. Now let's not waste any more time and get straight to the deals. Just don't forget that if you do like what you're seeing, to consider hitting that like button. So we're going to get started with a returning deal on a great game, and that is Civilization 6, that is back to that lowest ever price of 70% off, only $8.99, and this deal will be running all the way till November 16th. Now for a little while, Civilization 6 wasn't on the eShop deals list because you could actually pick up a physical copy for cheaper than its digital price. But now at this awesome price of only $9, this is once again the cheapest and best way to pick up the game. Now, if you're a fan of strategy games, Civilization is a must-have game in your collection, and the port to the Switch was very well done. In reality, there is only one major issue with this game: the tutorials are really not good. So if this is the first Civilization game that you're ever picking up, I do recommend watching a couple of getting started videos, because they'll help you way more than the actual in-game tutorials. Now our next entry is once again another great entry for strategy fans, and that is Northguard, that is back to its lowest price once again of 60% off for only $13.99, and this deal is actually running all the way to December 1st. Now this game is more of an action-oriented RTS game than the previous one, so if you're more into that genre of gaming, Northguard could be an excellent pickup for you for this week. Basically, in this game, you take control of a clan of Vikings, and you are actually fighting for control of a brand new continent that you just discovered. And in this game, not only will you be fighting off other clans of Vikings, but you'll also have to fight off animals like wolves and even undead warriors. Overall, if you're looking for a more action-oriented RTS, this is once again, as I said earlier, an amazing pickup. So next, it's time to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is Nakana.io. And right now, they're running a special sale where their games can drop as low as 49 cents as long as you already own a game from their current catalog. Now, the best way to see if you already own any of their games, or you just want to check out their catalog, is to simply write Nakana in your search bar, just like I did right here. Now in a couple of seconds, we are going to highlight a couple of their games that are not at the 49-cent price point. However, let me tell you right away that if you have access to the sale and you do not already own Journey of the Broken Circle, this is an amazing laid-back platformer. It is a must-have at 49 cents. Now the first of their games we're going to highlight is Mythic Ocean, that is currently 60% off, knocking the price down to only $5.99. Now, this is an underwater, narrative-driven exploration game where your choices really do matter in the end of the game. Ultimately, through your interactions with the different gods in the game, you'll be able to decide on how this planet will be shaped. A visually stunning game with some great characters, and a free downloadable demo is available. And secondly, we have Still Stand, that is 26% off, dropping it to only $2.19. And this game is more of a visual novel that looks like it's pencil drawn. But what's probably going to hit home with a lot of people, especially with the couple of years that we just went through, is how it really focuses on the concepts of depression and isolation. A truly short game, but with a great message, and like I said, it'll hit home for a lot of people. So now back to our regular deals, and we have a brand new one on the list with Sine Mora EX at its lowest ever price of 80% off for only $5.99. And on top of it, this game will be my pick of the week. Now, first of all, I really have to thank Bear on the Discord. Without him, I probably wouldn't have found this game for this week. But Sine Mora is a truly visually stunning 2.5D side-scrolling shooter. But not only are the visuals great, the gameplay is actually very challenging and also very original. Because here, rather than taking hits or dying from damage, everything is controlled by the clock. In essence, every enemy you kill adds time to the clock, every hit you take removes time. And unfortunately, if that timer hits 0, well, your gameplay is over. What I really loved about this game is how much tension was created by that simple concept. My eyes were always directly on that clock. And seriously, at only $5.99, this is an amazing pickup for this week. Now, the next entry on our list is going to be Ageless. Now, this game isn't at its lowest ever price, but it's only about 10 cents off at 66% off for $5.09. And this deal will be running till November 19th. Now, this is a 2D puzzle platformer with, once again, I would say a minimalistic art style. However, the use of the colors and the backgrounds in the game, nonetheless, in my opinion, makes it very appealing. And it also has a really original gameplay concept where you can control the age of different elements around the levels, sort of like animals and plants, making them grow or diminish in size. Overall, for anyone who's a real fan of puzzle platformers, at only $5.09, this is a pickup that you definitely won't regret. Now next, however, I have another puzzle platformer for this week with Unbound Worlds Apart that is finally now 25% off, knocking it to its lowest price of $14.99, and this one also will be running till November 19th. Now, while our last puzzle platformer had a minimalistic art style, this one has a truly stunning art style, at least in my opinion. Now, visually, it actually reminds me almost of a mix of Hollow Knight and Ori and the Blind Forest. And this is actually a puzzle platformer that I've been waiting for a good sale to hit to finally be able to suggest it to all of you. Now in the game, you'll be collecting various magical abilities, and using these magical abilities, you'll have to solve different puzzles. Sounds simple enough, but it's put together in an excellent way. Also, one of the highlights of this game that I found was the truly excellent boss fights that find new and original ways to use those same magical abilities. And lastly, if you need to try it for yourself, this one also has a free downloadable demo. Now next, we have another brand new entry to the series with Sine Mora being 60% off, dropping it to only $9.99, and this one will be running all the way to November 29th. Now once again, let me start by saying a truly visual stunning, beautiful indie title. Now this one blends farming with exploration. And I've got to say that once the game actually gets going and you get a lot of the things out of the way, it becomes a ton of fun. And this was another game that I was waiting for a heavy discount to finally recommend. Reason why? Because although once the game gets going, it is tons of fun, at the beginning there are a ton of fetch quests that the game sort of forces you to go through, and some of them are really planned out in weird ways. However, I promise once you get through that batch of huge fetch quests, the game really does open up and becomes a ton of fun. And once again, this one for this week is offering a free downloadable demo. So now it's time to take a quick break and announce the winners of the $5 eShop gift cards. Now our first winner for today is going to be Ricardo Luna, that said a bit of a quieter week, but good stuff as usual. Number 1, great name, and number 2, you're right, it is a little bit quieter right now, but hopefully you guys can still find a few good deals. And now our second winner for today, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Gynoug's Wolfen X, with nothing interesting so far. I'll wait for the BF sales. Thanks for your support in finding great deals. And I understand, Wolfen, a lot of people are waiting for Black Friday, but I think that storm is right around the corner. So now all you have to do to claim your $5 eShop gift cards is reach out to me in my pinned comment in the video down below. Now the next deals we're going to look at are the LEGO deals, and they're in the main section of the video today because they are at brand new low prices. And for once, both the regular and deluxe editions are on sale, with the cheapest of the games today being $5.99 and the most expensive only $11.24. Now we'll be looking at them all in one fell swoop, and they all will be ending either on November 16th or November 17th. Now my top pick for the LEGO games as usual has to be LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2 at $5.99 for the regular version or $8.99 for the deluxe. Basically, you're playing as the LEGO version of the characters we know from the movies and the extended Marvel universe, but what I love most about this game is it's an original storyline. It really doesn't follow any of the movies, so there's a ton of surprises waiting for you. My second favorite is LEGO DC Supervillains. This one, the regular version is $8.99 and the deluxe is $11.24. What I love about this one is it's a flip where you're playing as the villains, and you can also build your own character with your own powers. A really nice addition. Next, we have LEGO Jurassic World, which is $7.99. Now this one you're playing more through the events of the movie, but nonetheless, the comical sense that the LEGO characters add to it are tons of fun. Next, we have LEGO The Incredibles. Normally, I don't include this one on my list because I'm not a huge fan of The Incredibles, but at 85% off for $8.99, especially if you have younger kids, it could be an amazing pickup. And lastly on the list is another game that personally I didn't get too much into, and that is LEGO City Undercover, which is more of a sandbox type environment for the whole LEGO concept. But although I personally could not get into it, I do know a lot of people that did, and I can recognize that it is nonetheless a great game, and definitely at $5.99, if you're into the LEGO games already, deserves a try. Now next we have the return of a really great game with Evoland, the Legendary Edition, that's back to 75% off for only $4.99, and this deal will be running all the way to December 1st. Now, first of all, what confuses a lot of people is this is actually a game collection with not only the first Evoland, but also the second one included. And I'm going to tell you right away that the second game is definitely the star of the show here. The first one is fun to play through, but it's more like a proof of concept. And the concept here is truly amazing, where basically you're going to play through all the different eras of RPGs, starting out like simple 8-bit 2D RPGs and ending up like modern action RPGs. Overall, if you're a fan of RPGs in any way, this is another must-have in your collection. Now, our next deal will be on Haustoria, that is now at its lowest ever price of 55% off, knocking it down to $5.84, and this deal will be running till November 19th. Now, first of all, this was a sponsored game, I would say about a month ago. However, I've got to say that I quite enjoyed this little puzzle platformer. So today, this is not a sponsored spot, it's made its way to the regular list. I will be honest though in saying that I do feel much better recommending this at the 55% off price point of $5.84 because unfortunately the game is fairly short. However, what really hit home with me is the truly amazing, far out there paper art style, and also the really original mechanics for solving the different puzzles. So if by looking at the footage, the art style hits home for you, this could be an excellent puzzle platformer to pick up for this week. Now, our next great deal is on a game that released just this week, with Airborne Kingdom having a launch discount of 20% off, dropping the price to $19.99, and this deal will be running till November 17th. Now, I'm actually in the process of working on a review for this game as we speak. However, although I'm not done with the game, I can already say that if you're into the city builder type of genre, this is a great game to be picking up. It also even blends in elements of exploration and also a decent storyline. Only warning here I'll give, same thing as I did for Civilization 6, the in-game tutorial is actually really bad. And you might actually fall out of the game if you don't watch a few getting started videos that will set you up with the basic mechanics and what you should be focusing on. However, if you do that, this can truly be a great game. Now, our next game will be Gynoug, that was hit with a launch discount of 20% off, dropping the price to $5.59, and this will be running till December 3rd. Now, this is a game that I actually just reviewed this week, and it's available on the channel. I'll be leaving that linked in the pinned comment as well. But basically, this is a port of a Genesis-era side-scrolling bullet hell shooter. It was also released to Western audiences, however under a different name, Wings of War. But basically, this is a great old school shooter with a really crazy art style. On top of it, if you're scared of the difficulty level, they've done a ton for accessibility with great cheat options like invincibility or infinite lives. So really now, this is a game accessible to everyone. Another great pickup for this week. So now it's that time again, it's time for today's Sizzle Reel of deals. that was it for this week's list of eShop deals. And like I said earlier, I know the list is a little bit shorter and quieter than usual, but you know what? I still think there are a couple of gems out there. So let me know in the comments down below what games you think you'll be picking up for this week. Also, I really need to take a couple of seconds to thank the channel supporters. It's amazing. We're now up to 16 supporters, and honestly, they help the channel in a huge way. I also want to thank once again the sponsor of today's video, which is Nakana.io, and the great sale on their games that they're having right now. And lastly, on the way out, don't forget that if you did like the video, to consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel if you aren't already, and hitting that notification bell so you know when all my future videos come out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.